The White House has again warned Tehran that the issue can be resolved either by military means or by reaching an agreement with Iran over its nuclear program, hours after Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei rejected a US offer to hold talks between the two foes. We hope that the Iranian regime will put its people and national interests above terrorism, White House National Security Council spokesman Brian Hughes said in a statement on March the 9th. He also echoed President Donald Trump's words that if we have to intervene militarily, it would be a terrible thing. There are two ways to deal with Iran, either militarily or by making a deal to prevent Tehran from getting a nuclear weapon, Trump said in an interview with Fox Business on March the 6th. I wrote them a letter and said, I hope you'll negotiate, because if we have to go to war, it would be a terrible thing. I would like to negotiate more of a deal. I'm not sure if everyone agrees with me, but we can make a deal that's as good as a military victory, Trump added. According to the US president, the time is approaching and something will happen, no matter what. In a separate statement to reporters, Trump reiterated this point. There is a situation with Iran where something is going to happen very soon, very, very soon. On March the 8th, in a speech to Iranian officials, Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei said, without explicitly naming Trump or the United States, the insistence of some governments that use force on negotiations is not to solve problems. For them, negotiations are a means to make new demands. This is not only about the Iranian nuclear issue. Iran will absolutely not accept their expectations. The US and Israel have long said they will not allow Tehran to acquire nuclear weapons. Tehran, which continues to enrich uranium to near weapons-grade level, has long declared that the program is for peaceful purposes. Recently, US President Donald Trump announced that he had sent a letter to Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. According to Trump, in the letter, he called on Tehran to negotiate with the United States to reduce Iran's nuclear program and return to the agreement that Iran abandoned during Trump's first presidency. The American president said that such an agreement would be in Iran's favor. We cannot allow another country to get a nuclear weapon. I wrote that I hope for negotiations, otherwise we will have to use military force, and that would be terrible, he said. Since Trump returned to the White House, his administration has repeatedly stated that the United States must not allow Iran to acquire nuclear weapons. At the same time, the International Atomic Energy Agency reported earlier this year that Iran has accelerated work on enriching uranium, which can also be used to produce nuclear warheads. The Iranian government has long accused European countries of failing to fulfill their obligations under the 2015 nuclear deal with Tehran. After the US withdrew from the deal in 2018 and reimposed economic sanctions, Iran expanded its nuclear program and reduced its commitments under the deal.
US President Donald Trump on Sunday expressed optimism about upcoming talks in Saudi Arabia aimed at ending the war in Ukraine. We're looking at a lot of things. We have big meetings coming up, as you know, in Saudi Arabia that's going to include Russia. It'll be Ukraine. We'll see if we can get something done. I'd like to get something done. A lot of people died this week, as you know, in Ukraine, not only Ukrainians but Russians. So I think everybody wants to see it get done. We're going to make a lot of progress, I believe, this week, Trump said. According to Associated Press, Trump also said ending the war would be in the best interests of both Russia and Ukraine. I say they don't have the cards. Nobody really has the cards. Russia doesn't have the cards. What you have to do is you have to make a deal and you have to stop the killing. It's a senseless war. And we're going to get it stopped. Trump also said tariffs will be good for the US economy. We're going to take in hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs, and we're going to become so rich, you're not going to know where to spend all that money. I'm telling you, you just watch. We're going to have jobs. We're going to have open factories. It's going to be great, he said. The president spoke while on Air Force One flying from Florida to Washington, D.C.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Mr. President.
Very good. Wow, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. Any questions?
Yes, sir. Have you made a final decision about what sanctions or tariffs you might impose on Russia and when that might be?
We're looking at a lot of things. We've got big meetings coming up, as you know, in Saudi Arabia. That's going to include Russia. It'll be Ukraine. We'll see if we can get something done. I'd like to get something done. A lot of people died this week, as you know, in Ukraine. Not only Ukrainians, but Russians. So I think everybody wants to see it get done. We're going to make a lot of progress, I believe, this week.
President Putin disrespecting you by attacking Ukraine when you're trying to make peace there? Is President Putin disrespecting you by attacking Ukraine when you're trying to make peace there?
What did he do?
Well, he's attacking Ukraine.
Was he disrespecting me?
Yeah.
Who are you with?
I'm Michael Burkoff, the Washington Post.
You lost a lot of credibility. December 7th wouldn't have happened. Inflation wouldn't have happened. The Afghanistan, the way not that they left, but the way that they left, it looks so bad. Probably the most embarrassing day in the history of our country. That wouldn't have happened. A lot of things wouldn't have happened, but it is what it is. I think we're going to have a good time. I think we're going to have a good result in Saudi Arabia, meaning they're hosting the various talks, and we have a lot of good people going out there, and I think Ukraine's going to do well, and I think Russia's going to do well. I think some very big things could happen this week. I hope so. So 2,000 people, at least 2,000 young soldiers have died this week. And this is almost on a constant basis, a couple of thousand soldiers a week. It's a killing field, and we got to stop it. And if I can stop it, I'll be very happy.
Would you consider lifting the intel pause on Ukraine? What does Ukraine have to do?
Well, we just about have. I mean, we really just about have. And we want to do anything we can to get Ukraine to be serious about getting something done. You know, I say they don't have the cards. Nobody really has the cards. Russia doesn't have the cards. They don't have. What you have to do is you have to make a deal. And you have to stop the killing. It's a senseless war. And we're going to get it stopped.
You hesitated with Maria Bartiromo.
Where are we? Are we just
we're close.
We're just about ready to land.
Are you worried about a recession? Maria Bartiromo asked you, and you kind of hesitated.
I'll tell you what, of course you hesitate. Who knows? All I know is this. We're going to take in hundreds of millions of dollars in tariffs, and we're going to become so rich, you're not going to know where to spend all that money. I'm telling you, you just watch. We're going to have jobs, we're going to have open factories, it's going to be great, and the plane is landing, and thank you for a lot of good questions, okay? Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, President.